Hi, Chalk Squad, it's Dylan.
From the grave, it's Andrew.
From the grave?
That's died.
So dark. Okay. All right. Well, you know what's not dark? The episode you're about to listen to. Or maybe it is, because here's the deal. The episode you're about to listen to was originally a bonus episode of the show that was behind a paywall. And as part of such, it was not edited or censored or really anything. So I've gone ahead and marked it explicit for the public publishing. It might not be, but I figure we better cover our bases. And I'm not gonna go through and re-listen to all of these to verify. So just have fun with unedited, off the cup, probably drinking alcohol, Dylan and Andrew.
Yeah.
Because
it was a joy to make. I hope it's a joy to listen to.
Yep. So, anyways, enjoy this, guys.
A lot.
Welcome back to the bonus show, also sometimes referred to as candid commentaries.
Yes.
But the commentaries we're doing right now are not on episodes of the video show or on other things you really commentate on. They are on Fanfic.
Yes. One of the hidden gems of the Odyssey world is the fanfic. And
truly.
We are
been
here
so blessed
to bring you just the shiniest nuggets.
Yeah. So you want to present yours first, Andrew?
Yes, certainly.
Get us up to speed. Where are we at in this story? This is an ongoing one.
Mm-hmm. I present at the altar of wit today, chapter 4 of Alicia's Adventures in Odyssey, titled Family War. So chapter 3, 2 weeks ago for you listeners, we just found out that she touched a stone in McAllister Park and was granted superpowers.
Right. We've got a woman now, or a girl now with earth powers,
and there's 9 total. So we've got like earth, wind, fire, other 70s bands, and there's space, physics, and technology, and mind and body. Yep, and Led Zeppelin. I can't wait to meet her. I'm hoping she's in Family War.
and right, conveniently, the first 3 we met were all siblings.
Yes, the Emerson sisters. I think it was Chris and Lisa and something else.
Sure, why not?
There's another one.
All right, but now
bring it in.
She's leaving. She's on a road trip across the country with her family.
To move, yes.
Yeah, and she's wrestling through faith.
Yes, as any child is given to do when forced to uproot their community and move across the nation to.
Yeah, I've seen Inside Out.
Yeah, just once. Totally never cried about it every time.
I have only seen it once.
Really?
Yeah. Great movie.
It's worth a rewatch.
I believe it.
Anyway, so she's been wrestling through all this stuff, and the girls in Odyssey are, the Emerson sisters, as we like to call them, are big believers. They're firm in their faith, and they are running over to Wit's End to talk to Wit, presumably, about her lack of faith. So here we are in chapter 4. I sat under a tree at McAllister Park thinking about what I said. I told the girls a lie so I could avoid talking about that conversation involving the Lord. Alicia Marie! I jumped up and turned toward my parents, who were walking towards me at my 2:30 angle. Thanks.
Painting a picture.
My 2:30? Isn't that just your 6? Or is that to your slight right?
What? How would it
on
be?
A clock?
Yeah. How would 2:30 be the same as 6?
Because if your 6 is right behind you,
I assume it's halfway between 2 and 3.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not. We're not looking at the minute hand. Here, okay. Just the hour hand.
That's what I was throwing me off.
One's coming in at a little bit between 2 and 3. The other's coming in at the 6.
It's a classic parent pincher maneuver. Very effective tactic when dealing with supernatural teens.
It's a temporal pincer moment.
My mom has my brother on a harness again. For a kid with Down syndrome, he would never understand. My brother is an exception with nevers. We allowed you to check around only the hotel area. We didn't mean area as in the whole town. Hang on, how are you? How are those huge leaves fanning you without wind? Why are your hands glowing green? And why are your eye pupils green? Supposed to your non-eye pupils?
Yes.
Daddy fussed at me. I realized I was caught in the middle of fanning myself and growing strawberries for snacking. So I did vine demonstrations as I explained. Did you pass by a stone with a slanted top and a handprint on the top? They nodded, looking unhappy. It gave me earth powers. Look, I now have complete control over them. Whenever I control them, I end up with glowing hands and green eyes. Alicia, you don't know that you can control them for sure. If you ask me, I think they will end up controlling you like your computer. Whoa. Mama tried to be gentle with her tone of voice. Nobody can lose control over their powers or give them up. Once you are gifted to them, nothing can take them from you, I answered in pride. That may be... How does she know that? That may be so. But what about your relationship with God? Oh, there's the pincer maneuver. A new friend of yours named Mr. Whitaker told us about your relationship him while we were passing by Wit's End. Okay, Whit, what? Daddy questioned me suspiciously for the first time. I felt brave because of my powers. What about God? He doesn't matter to me anymore. Why should I consider him? Besides, the relationship is between him and myself. It's none of your business, I fussed back. Kinda, yeah. From there, I gradually raised my voice against them and I spoke again. I thought he was a great God because he has helped me at Birchland Park Middle School, but saying he is bringing us to Indy is something else. Oh, he's going... I think she's going from Massachusetts to
Indiana.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I had it backwards. He is something else. He has given me enough trouble in my life. Autism, IEPs, people who mistreated me in public schools. I've had enough with church because moving says he doesn't care about us anymore. I don't care what you say about the Lord. I will do whatever it takes to go against him, even if it means I have to become ultimate. In bold lettering with an exclamation point.
Ultimate
Punch. I finished with a yell and pounded my fist against my chest. Young lady, you are this close to getting it behind you. What? Come back with us to the hotel.
I believe that's a threaten to spank.
Spank? Yeah, getting it behind you? What? Dad said quietly and sternly. His finger and thumb were a centimeter apart for distance. I was resistant, but I followed them. When I had a chance, I made Vines pick me up from our 5th floor window and set me outside on the ground. My parents didn't know I had snuck out. Then I ran back to McAllister Park to put my new plan into action. End of chapter.
I think we got time for one more if you want to.
Well, we've got to wait 10 seconds for this Wattpad ad. We could meet
Wattpad.
on purpose if you want. Did I just ask her out? Read Reunion only on Wattpad.
Did he just ask her out?
Chapter 5, Creativity and Religious War. Wow.
Man.
This is really taking a turn. I went to an area in McAllister Park surrounded by tall bushes and
wait.
trees.
Can we make a prediction?
Yes, of course.
Are all the elements going to be Christian?
Except for her? Presumably. I think they have to be, because I think they're tied to, like, the fruits of the spirit or whatever.
Well, like, they get their power from but, like, she's not, or is struggling with her faith at the moment and was able to become one.
Yeah.
So, and also, like, is technology going to be a Christian?
There's only one way to find out, Dylan, and keep listening. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm thinking...
Yeah, like, maybe this religious war is, like, some of these guys are bad.
Yeah, my thinking is it might be, like, a Captain America Civil War situation. This did come out in 2016. This was when it was written, so it has been influenced by Moana and, you know, possibly other cinematic cinemas.
Unbelievable how long ago that was.
Yeah, right? What?
Right, like
7 years ago?
The Avengers came out 10 years ago.
The original Avengers.
Correct.
Yeah. And
Doesn't
that wasn't...
kind of break your brain?
Yeah, that
kinda
breaks my brain. That breaks my brain. Also, kudos... Well, maybe not kudos. I'm impressed that they cranked out as many films as they did in 10 years.
Yeah, well, they just swallowed the entire film industry in the process. So.
Yeah, it's all it takes is building a industry-wide monopoly. Speaking of monopoly, creativity, and religious war. I went to an area in McAllister Park surrounded by tall bushes and trees where nobody could see me. Then I used my power to collect dust from the ground and use it to form an image of a naked body. If God could create man out of dust from the ground, I could do the same thing as well. It was also my way of saying I am as powerful as him. After forming the boy, I got his brain and systems moving and had a plant breathe into him. He breathed heavily as he got up. Huh? Where am I? Excuse me, miss, but who are you? He asked. Okay, what?
Dude, what just happened? She's God now?
She made a human.
And we clarified that he is a boy and he is naked.
Yes. She made a naked boy.
All right.
Cool. I mean, teenage years are pretty bonkers.
Live your best life. I wonder how accurate, it's got to be. She's doing this all from memory? What do you think her sense of anatomy is?
He's got to be missing something, right?
He's just a Ken doll?
Yeah, he's got to be just a Ken doll.
Oh, man. Well,
actually, I don't think he is a Ken doll. I think he has a permanent leaf right there.
I love the clarification that he's naked.
Yes.
It asks so many more questions than it answers.
Oh, yeah. All
right.
Breathed in heavily as he got up. Okay. I had my face turned away and an old set of my brother's clothes from the hotel in my arms. Perfect. She came prepared. I will explain it in a bit. Right now, put these clothes on, I told him. He put the clothes on that I gave him. When he was ready, I turned around and thought about the result of my creation. I would consider calling it very good. Oh, goodness, the biblical parallels.
Uh-huh.
I am the one who created you with my powers. Alicia Sims. Your name will be Mark. I shook his hand. It's nice to meet you, Master Alicia, Mark replied. Being called Master by Mark sounded pleasing to my ears and made me think I am in complete control of him.
Amen.
Please don't call me that in public, I asked him. He said he wouldn't. That's very sexual. Don't call me master in public.
I'm very into this, but
Yeah.
don't say it in public.
Chalk Squad, if you see me in real life, please call me master in public. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Then I took him to the playground and we both went on the swings. We did a lot of swinging while we had a conversation. Jeez. I don't feel like I'm trying that hard. Mark, I have been feeling really upset lately. I believe in a creator, a God who created me like how I created you. His name is Jesus. I'm not pleased that I moved from home and I adore the home that I adore and our family. I had to move to a city called Indianapolis. Everybody we know keeps saying it is the will of God. I intend to go against him, prove I am always right and everybody else is always wrong. Prove I am better off living my own way of life as well as living single and making myself greater than him with my powers by declaring war. What do you think I should do? I felt free as I expressed my inner thoughts because I couldn't trust anyone else in this ridiculous town to listen to me and tell me what I want to hear. I think you should find a way to show or tell Jesus you disapprove the way that he's leading your life. Maybe you can get rid of his presence in Odyssey. Mark's suggestion went through my head for a bit. Besides, knowing Mark was on my side made me feel confident about myself and what I believe in. How do we do that? God lives inside the hearts of his children, and particularly everybody who believes in him and is a true follower or child of God. Everybody believes in him because they were taught and raised up that way. The kids being raised in the word will grow up with their belief and share it. Suddenly, Mark shot an idea into my head. A huge idea. What?
He shot it into her head, Andrew.
Amen. It's presumably made of dirt or plant. It's all about shrooms, clearly. Suddenly, Mark's remark shot an idea in my head. Oh, you're right. A fungus. The idea was so incredible, I swung out of my swing and landed with a roll. Mark, that's a great idea. Really? What idea? I didn't come up with one, Mark honestly answered. Maybe not, but you helped give me an idea. The kids learn about the Word of God through their parents and the tradition that goes back for generations. If we can kidnap every adult believer in Odyssey, we can discourage the kids about believing God. Possibly make them backslide. I'm a backslider myself, I laughed to myself as I spoke and laughed. Mark got off his swing and appeared to be uneasy because of the plan. Both of us went back to the place where I created him, and we made plans for tomorrow. Since my parents were taking me to Odyssey Church next day, we decided to take action then. After the plan making was complete, I made Mark a temporary home with my powers, wished him a good night, and went back to my hotel room before my parents noticed I was missing. Wow, what? When I fell asleep, I felt excited to start our plan and prove to God that I don't need him in my life. End of chapter.
So she's a supervillain.
Yeah, Alicia wants to take down God with her plants.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting
Do we
take.
think, is there redemption for this character,
It's gotta
or
be.
is the point that she's...
That she's the villain and is going to fail.
No, he's the... I don't know. I'm starting to go, okay, is this not going to... Like, is this someone inserting themselves into a story in which, like, they're getting these feelings out and they're going for it? Like, are they writing themselves as the villain, or is this actually what they want?
I can't tell.
Right? Like, I
can't
was
tell.
so confident that it's like, oh, okay, like, we're doing this thing where it's like, hey, you lose your faith, but you're gonna find it again. And now I'm like,
Maybe?
maybe this is a person who grew up with this stuff and is mad about it and is just deciding, no, I'm leaving it all, and wrote a story about that.
I'm intrigued. Chapter 6 is called Plan to Action.
Okay.
So you'll have to tune in next time.
Did you say plant action?
Plan to Action. But if you say it fast.
Planto action.
Planto Action. She's a Planto Action.
Amen.
Ba-dum-ts.
All right. Well, that is, yeah, we can't wait to talk about that one again. This is just getting better and better.
So we're on chapter 6. There are 9 chapters.
Oh, so what you're saying...
Would you like to hear the chapter titles?
No, I do not. Did we just read chapter 6?
No, we're on chapter 6.
Okay, so chapter 6 is the next one. Okay,
We've got 4
so
full chapters.
6, 7, 8, 9. So probably
These chapter titles are giving me questions.
probably in 2 more of these, we'll be done with that story.
Oh, I'm gonna finish reading it.
You're gonna read
Can't
ahead, Andrew?
Stop me.
No.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Okay.
Can't.
All right. So I'm going to continue on the story Just a Watch. To recap, we have a Wit and Connie, or Connie Wit found an old watch. Connie also found an old watch. They look the same. And I believe the end of the last chapter ended with people like touching the watch and like feeling out of their bodies.
Oh, that's right.
And then like there's like some sort of like weird language that they're trying to do. And I believe Connie like was like trying to get rid of it, and Eugene was like, absolutely not.
Because he touched it and was like entranced with it.
Mm-hmm. Penny groaned. She'd been bending over in the attic for more than an hour, and her back was killing her. She straightened, dusted her hands on the front of her pants, and observed the headway she had made, which was hardly any. I'm sorry, wait, did we already do the Penny chapter? Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to keep reading.
Wait. Yeah, now I gotta skim ahead. I think... No. Wait. Maybe? Oh, I'm sorry, guys, if you've already heard this. Rip. Penny groaned. She'd been bending over in the attic for more than an hour, and her back was killing her. She straightened, dusted her hands off the front of her pants, and observed the headway she had made, which was hardly anything, she thought grimly, but brightened when she remembered her promise to Connie about stopping by the shop for ice cream. She quickly climbed down the ladder and walked to Wits End. "Good morning," she called cheerfully. Connie looked up for the cash register and to face her roommate. "Oh, hey, Penny," she said. "I'll have that raspberry ripple now," she smiled. "I deserve it after what I did in the attic." "Oh, yeah? And just how much did you do?" Connie asked. "About half a wall." "Yeah, I thought so." Connie rolled her eyes and giggled. She went into the kitchen to make ice cream and upon returning handed it to Penny. "Thank you. This looks delicious." Penny took a bite and then looked up at Connie, who was again staring into space. "Connie?" "Huh," Connie jerked, and then looked over at her Penny. Looked over at Penny. "I'm really sorry, Penny. I'm just distracted this morning." She relayed the information of the previous events to her friend, who gasped. "Is he all right?" Penny asked, worried. "Yes, he's fine. He's up in the computer room now, researching the watch." Connie sighed and shook her head. "He can be so stubborn sometimes." "Not unlike some people," Penny winked, returning to her ice cream. "What's that supposed to mean? Penny?"
No.
Good interaction. We have not done this one yet, so I feel uncomfortable about that now. But also,
Love.
good stuff.
This feels like Odyssey fanfic. There's no superpowers.
It's very well written.
Yeah.
"What does the fox say?" What the? Jason almost fell out of his chair in which he had dozed off. He grabbed his phone, turning the volume off. "Connie," he muttered, shaking his head and smiling slightly. "Hello?" "Jason!" the voice greeted him, an all too familiar voice. "Hello, Donovan," Jason said, letting annoyance creep into his voice. "Look, Jason, I know you're no longer an agent here, but I need you on this one." Donovan spoke quickly, as if he was afraid Jason might hang up on him, which had crossed his mind. "Donovan, you know I'm done with the agency." "Yes, but I thought you might be interested in this one. It's more personal than normal." "More personal?" Jason sat up. "Okay, I'm listening." We've been tracking a rather mysterious person of late," Donovan began. More people have joined him since we picked up on him, have been moving city to city searching for something, ransacking entire homes in the process." "Okay. Why not just arrest them?" Jason was slightly confused. "How is this personal?" "Because we can almost never catch them in the act or on tape, and when we do, they seem to have no memory of doing it." "So..."
But if you caught them on tape, do they still have to have memory of doing it?
Jason was completely lost. "It's weird. We get a call saying someone is stalking a person, usually a man, then his house is turned completely upside down, and the same man who is being stalked is caught robbing anything from a corner store to a bank. When we bring him in, he denies everything, says he doesn't even remember being in his house, leaving his house that morning." "But Donovan, how is this personal?" "Because we've been tracking a man for nearly a week now, and he was last seen about a half hour ago near Odyssey."
Oh boy. Is it the end of the chapter?
No.
Okay.
We've got drama building. It's just a break in the chapter.
Oh, okay.
Jason hung up the phone and sighed. He wasn't sure what he should do. He told Donovan he'd think about it for under 10 minutes, then call him back. What would he say to Connie and his dad? "Jason," Connie called brightly, coming into the office where he sat. "Hey." She bent to kiss him on the cheek, then sat beside him behind the desk. "So, what's with my ringtone?" She giggled. "Something to wake you up," and she handed a cup of coffee she had brought him. "Well, it worked." He took the coffee and thanked her. There was a silence. "Jason, is something wrong?" she asked, putting her hand on his arm. "Well, there is something." He filled her in on Donovan's phone call. She raised an eyebrow. "Jason, how many times has he said, 'This is the last time'?" I know, but I felt like I have to help out, and I wanted to, too." She smiled back at him. She couldn't help it. Sometimes he could be too adorable. "Well, at least you won't be leaving." "Yep." He put an arm around her. "And if I take it, maybe you could help me out." We'll see. She snuggled closer to him. Eugene came in. Connie, Mr. Whitaker needs you to... He started and then stopped. Connie sat up. Jason put his arm down. Oh, I apologize for interrupting you. It's fine, Eugene. I'll go. Connie left, and Eugene was left standing rather awkwardly in the center of the room. So, how goes the research? Jason asked, breaking the silence. Not especially good. I can't find any watches online that have a pattern remotely close to Mr. Whitaker's or Connie's, but I'll keep trying. With that, he hurried out of the room. Jason picked up the phone. He dialed Donovan's number and said, Hello, Donovan? This is Jason. After a sigh, I'll do it.
Wow. Is that?
That's the end of the chapter.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. The suspense. This is really well written, actually. It's like, okay.
I'm into it.
I'm here for it. How long are we going? We got.
I think I got another chapter here.
Go for it.
We'll just bounce back and forth between these two stories. So.
Love.
Well, Constance asked brightly, where are we? Not totally sure, John spoke quietly, more to himself than his friend. Somewhere off the north coast of Midnight, I believe. He fiddled with the dials until a clear picture came through on the screen. Yup, I was right. He looked up and grinned. Want to go exploring? She grinned back and skipped towards the doors. Wait, John called after her. You'll need a suit. Constance turned, her smile now a pout. But John, I know you hate them, but the air is poisonous. He got 2 suits out of the closet. One red, one green. It's not that I hate it. I just look ridiculous. She took the green suit and hesitated. Don't you dare laugh. I'll do my best, he smiled. She sighed, slipping on the suit, complete with a helmet tinted green. Well, John tried so hard not to laugh, but the effort was futile. She was right. She did look so funny. Constance tried to scowl, but couldn't help smiling. John. Wood awoke, laughing in his sleep. He sat up and glanced down at his clock. 2:37. He sighed and laid back down.
Wait, who's John?
So I think John is John Avery Whitaker, and Constance is Connie. This is Whit's dream.
We're in Whit's dream where he has to... Okay.
So I believe we're in Whit's dream. I'm also wondering if maybe we've got some like alternate realities. Like, is the watch like placing like a dream bug, or like I don't know.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know.
We'll have to keep reading.
Shh, John whispered. He held out a hand, helping Constance up from the polished marble floor. Sorry, she whispered back, but this floor is slippery. They crept along, staying out of sight of the 55th century high-tech security cameras. Constance almost fell again, but John caught her before she hit the ground a second time. Thanks, she said, then gasped. John followed her line of sight and smothered a laugh. We found it. He took her hand. Come on. They ran quietly towards the center display. There, in the glass and diamond cases, stood the most beautiful vases Constance had ever seen. John took out his sonic screwdriver and started working to get the case open.
Love sonic screwdriver. Love. The foil of all security measures.
So that's new. Where'd you get it? Constance motioned to the screwdriver. A friend gave me the plans. I built one up last night, John said. So, Whit watches Doctor Who? Is that what I'm finding out?
Yeah.
Is that his dreams?
Whit watches
In his
Doctor
dreams,
Who.
he's friends with the Doctor. My bad.
Our bad, collectively.
Which Doctor do you think Whit's friends with?
I'm gonna say like the OG, like 1960s BBC guy.
I was thinking the one with the scarf.
Oh,
is it the Eighth Doctor? The Eighth Doctor
Yeah.
has a scarf, I believe.
Is that David Tennant?
No, David Tennant's the 10th.
Oh, right. Sure. Oh, heck. I used to know
could
so
be the
much
original.
more about Doctor Who. Oh, God.
Yeah, no, I mean I have not kept up, but
No.
Did you see who the new Doctor is though?
It's a girl, right?
No, yeah. So there's Jodie Whittaker's currently
Yeah.
Whittaker is currently the the Doctor, but no, they just announced who the next one is going to be.
Who's that gonna be?
It's shoot, why did I just blank on his name? It's what's his face from Sex Education, the best friend who's dating Adam.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Why can I not think of his name?
That's epic. What?
Oh, I know. It's so good.
He's gonna be the next Doctor?
He's gonna be the next Doctor.
Hell yeah. Alright. No complaints. I guess I get back into Doctor Who. Wait's into it. I'm into it. Maybe I'll get some plans.
What is that guy's name? I don't, not even the actor's name. What's the character name? I like there's the character Adam, there's the person who is Asa Butterfield, there is the woman who definitely doesn't look like the high schooler, and there's that guy. And that's the show Sex Education.
Gotta love it. Actually, you don't have to, but I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's one of those shows of diminishing returns, but
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed season 2.
Yeah.
There's no season 3.
There is season 3.
Season 3
Season
is the
3
one
is the
that
most
did.
recent.
Yeah.
Season 2 ends with the musical and is brilliant.
Yes, season 2
3 was a little bit rough. That's the new principal comes in.
Yes.
And
the authoritarian school bit.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So much fun.
All right.
That's
sorry.
our plug for this episode, is Sex Education. Both the concept and the television show.
You took the words out of my mouth, Andrew. A friend gave me the plans, and I built one last night, John said. And after a second, the case popped open. Constance squealed, and John clapped a hand over her mouth. Shh.
So sorry.
Can I plug the band Chameleon Circuit?
Sure. People want to hear us, apparently. Yeah, say whatever you want.
Good band.
Chameleon Circus. All right.
Chameleon Circuit. They're a band that performs Doctor Who themed music.
Interesting.
I highly recommend Awful Lot of Running is my go-to Chameleon Circuit. I hit a big Doctor Who phase, like late middle school, early high school. I feel like when everyone did.
Yeah.
And yeah, got very much into Chameleon Circuit as a band.
The Doctor is dying. Still got legs.
Still got legs. All right. We can talk about more about
Doctor Who later.
after the show.
We got to figure out what's going on with this watch.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Sorry, she grinned sheepishly and took a sack out of her purse, which was bigger on the inside, and held it open. John slipped the vases inside. Why are we doing this again? She asked. Because, John put another one in it. This time tomorrow, this place will have vanished. The lost moon of Poosh will become the center of the conversation for thousands and thousands of years. We'll return these to Poosh when we get the chance. They'll thank us. With that, he set the last vase. I committed to vase, and now I'm second-guessing myself. And tied the top shut. Constance put the sack inside her purse. Why can't we just tell the president of Poosh that his moon is and a museum, that his moon and a museum on it will go missing tomorrow, and then let them do this? Constance asked nervously, looking around for security guards. You think they'd believe us? Constance shook her head. No, she admitted. So how do we get out? We can't go out the same way we came in. The guard will be there by now. I know. John thought for a moment and started to say something, but was interrupted by a shout. Hey, you, stay where you are. Feel up to running? He grabbed her hand and grinned. When am I not? She laughed, and they took off through the hall. Slow down, John. You know I'm slower than you, Constance said. She opened her eyes and sat up. That was weird, she said aloud. She glanced at the clock. It read 6:46, so she just decided to get up. She showered and walked to Wits End just as the sun was coming up. So they both were in the same dream.
What? Tandem dreams.
I love it.
That is actually really cool.
Yeah.
That was a really cool plot device.
Yeah, that is an absolutely remarkable thing. She stuck the key in the lock, but it was already open. She opened the door cautiously. Wit? Eugene, she called. The only answer she got was the echo of her voice bouncing around the empty shop. Wit must have left it unlocked by accident, she rationalized. She slowly walked towards the front counter and then paused. She took a deep breath, quickly peeked behind the counter. Nobody. You're paranoid, Connie. She shook her head and went to the kitchen to finish the dishes she had left the night before. She was trying to figure out what the heck poosh was when she heard a rather large crash upstairs.
What is poosh?
Oh no. She went to the bottom of the stairs. Hello? She squeaked. Visions of Hank Murray flashed through her brain, so she decided to call the police. Better safe than sorry, she decided. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Ms. Kendall. Connie felt a hand on her arm, the arm which she was holding her smartphone. She froze, too terrified to move. Who are you? She whispered, barely audible. The hand was cold, with a scaly feel, long fingernails that brushed her arm. The hand moved up her arm to the base of her neck, nails brushing her throat, nails that could easily slice. She caught a glimpse of a long forked tongue out of the corner of her eye.
What?
That doesn't matter. What matters is you, the thing chuckled, then hissed. You, my dear, are going to help me.
You, my dear, are going to hell. Is that the chapter?
No.
Okay. Okay. What? I'm like, what? You can't just keep doing these breaks. I'm like, what?
That's a break in the chapter, Andrew.
The freaking Satan, presumably. It's gotta be Satan.
Who else has a forked, scaly tongue, long nails?
Yeah.
Ding! Eugene hurried into the shop. Apologies for being so late, Ms. Kendall. Katrina is down with a cold and I needed to... He stopped and his eyes widened. What, Eugene? Connie smiled, perhaps a bit too wide. It's just that I've never seen this place so clean. He spun around slowly, taking it all in. What time did you get here this morning? Oh, around 7:15. She coughed twice and cleared her throat. Are you coming down with something also? Eugene moved towards her, concern written on his face. Your voice is a bit dry. I'm fine. She quickly dismissed him, stepping farther back. Just gotta get the voice down. Eugene raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? Nothing. She continued cleaning the counter, keeping her back to her concerned friend. I'm all right. If you say so. He slipped off his coat and hung it on the rack. Once he had disappeared into the kitchen, Connie took a deep breath. Get a hold of yourself. She dropped the cloth into the sink. This'll never work if you slip up. Good morning, Connie. Whit strolled into the room. Good morning, Whit. She tried to sound as normal as possible. I had the weirdest dream last night, he said, setting several shopping bags on the counter. We were traveling in this ship of sorts. Oh, really? This sounds promising. Yeah, you didn't want to put on a spacesuit. Is that all? Yeah, I think so, or all I can remember. Drat. All right, then we'd better get to work. With that, he tied on his apron and went into the kitchen. Connie sighed and unloaded the bags. Oranges, peaches, milk. Double drat. She put the milk in the fridge. She turned to put the oranges away, and a wave of dizziness swept over her. She grabbed the counter for support and stumbled into the closest booth, resting her head on the table. When she felt like she was able to stand again, she slowly made her way to the handicapped washroom. She locked the door behind her, then collapsed. The thing picked itself up, leaving Connie on the floor. It dusted itself off, smiling to itself. I was able to possess her for nearly 3 hours, and nobody suspects a thing. Connie raised herself off the floor. Oh, so that's what you looked like, she panted. I couldn't get a good look at you before you jumped into my body like that. Is that what you are? A body jumper? The thing didn't respond, so she asked, What do you want? Fright wasn't the predominant feeling she had right now. She felt extremely annoyed and mad that her privacy had been breached in this way. Now that would be telling, wouldn't it? He smiled evilly. But I suppose there wouldn't be any harm in telling you. And that, Andrew, is the end of the chapter.
Wow. What? In the what? In the portal to Satan in the what? Okay. All right. Wow, this Odyssey fanfic is twisted.
Yeah. So Whit had a dream in which, honestly, John and Constance is so good.
Yes. Love
that. Alternate reality Whit and Connie
Whit.
being John and Constance.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And then we came back to the real world, and a demon had possessed Connie.
Yeah. Yeah, so a demon...
I don't know if it's a demon. It might be an alien. We don't know what's going on.
Something
But
possessed...
I assume...
Did he possess Connie while she was in the dream, or was after the fact?
After the fact.
I knew that she,
Yep.
she got in and then it was in the basement and whatever. But I wasn't sure if...
Yeah.
If it
Yeah,
was
he
a
took over
snake.
her, and I assume is looking for the watch.
Yeah. What? Oh, so the demon has been hijacking people's bodies to ransack stuff. That's why they have no memory.
That's what I'm saying.
Cool. All right, Whit, you just got to figure out how to defeat a demon.
Or Jason.
Or Jason. Or Donovan.
And then you guys gotta make out.
And then you can make out and give me all the juicy details.
Yeah, right, because I had forgotten it was set up earlier, but they were kind of like hiding it from Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got that coming back.
Yeah, no, that was good. And
really
Alicia's
good
adventures is also surprisingly
I know.
compelling.
I know, in entirely different ways. But
Yeah.
in both these stories, I never know where they're going to go next.
Yeah, really.
Oh, man. So
I thought that this would be boring. I honestly thought that I'd be able to predict a lot of what was going to happen, and it'd just be like, oh, ha, ha, ha. It feels like another adventure. No.
Nope.
No.
All right, folks. So there you have it. An extra long episode of the bonus show.
Yeah.
Because
Why
we got
not?
too sucked into the fanfic, and you guys deserve it.
Double dessert for our favorite people.
Oh, man. All right. With all that out of the way then, what am I doing?
We'll be back.
I'm
weeks.
doing the normal wrap up. That's not how we do the bonus show.
We went too long.
The bonus show happens by me just like stalling while I find the stop button.